Russia launched 500 missiles and drones at Ukraine on the night of Monday, June 9. This was one of the largest massive attacks on Ukrainian territory in recent times. The main target of the Russian Federation strike was an operational airfield in the Rivne region, but Kyiv and a number of other Ukrainian regions were also affected. Therefore, in this episode, we will discuss the consequences of this attack with you. But I want to note right away that Ukraine did not leave this attack unanswered either. The thing is, last night, on June 9th, drones struck the facilities of the Progress plant in the Russian city of Cheboksary. This is the Chuvash Republic of the Russian Federation, and this enterprise is engaged in particular in the production of navigation equipment for Shahed drones which have attacked Ukraine. Moreover, at the Savaslaika airbase, at least one MiG-31 was destroyed. My name is Alexei Pechi. Today is June 9th. Let's discuss together the consequences of the Russian attack on Ukraine on the night of June 9th and how Ukraine attacked Russian military targets. Before we begin, I ask you to subscribe to this channel, like this episode, and leave your comment. Be sure to subscribe to the Pechi News Telegram channel. The link is in the video description. Let's go through everything step by step. On Monday night, Russia carried out a combined strike on the territory of Ukraine. The Russians launched ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and attack drones. On Sunday evening, June 8, the Russians launched Shahed-type attack drones at the territory of Ukraine from different directions. Because of this, an air raid alert was declared in the north and east of Ukraine. Then, at around 2 o'clock in the morning, the Air Force warned about the threat of a ballistic strike from the south and north, as well as the launch of cruise missiles from the Black Sea. After some time, the Air Force reported launches from Bryansk region of the Russian Federation towards Chernihiv and Kyiv. By 4 o'clock in the morning, it became known about the launches of several groups of cruise missiles. Monitoring channels reported the takeoff of a Tu-95. At first, it was also reported that they were moving in the direction of Kyiv, but later the Air Force clarified that they had only been spotted. The missiles, that is, were in Zhytomyr region, heading towards Rivne region. Later in their report, the air forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine stated that during the night of June 9, the enemy launched a total of 499 aerial attack means, which is yet another anti-record. In particular, the enemy launched 479 Shaheds and other types of drone decoys of various kinds. 4 aeroballistic Kh-47M2, Kinjal missiles, 10 Ki-101 cruise missiles, 3 Ki-22 cruise missiles, 2 Ki-31P anti-radar missiles, and 1 Ki-35 cruise missile. At the same time, 277 Shaheds and other types of drone decoys were neutralized, and 183 were lost and suppressed by electronic warfare. In addition, 10 Ki-101 cruise missiles, 4 Kinjal missiles, 2 Ka-22 cruise missiles that did not reach their targets, and 2 Ka-31P anti-radar missiles were neutralized. The same Ka-35 cruise missile was also shot down. Hits by enemy air attack weapons were recorded in 10 locations, and the fall of downed ones in 17 locations. The head of the communications department of the Ukrainian Air Force, Colonel Yuri Ignat, reported on air that the main Russian strike during the night was directed at one of the operational airfields in the Rivne region. Quote, "We are now talking about air attack weapons in general. This was one of the largest massive strikes that Russia has carried out against our country recently. The main strike has already been carried out apparently, and these issues are being discussed in public forums. At one of the operational airfields, it was attacked by the enemy. In addition, it is known that on the night of June 9, the Polish army scrambled its military aviation due to a missile attack by Russia on Ukraine. And as stated by the operational command of the Polish armed forces, quote, due to the intense air attack by Russia on the territory of Ukraine, in the morning there was activity of Polish and Allied aircraft in Polish airspace. The Polish Defense Forces reported that they were using all available resources and means at their disposal. In particular, ground-based air defense and radar reconnaissance systems were put on combat readiness. Quote, these actions are preventive in nature and are undertaken to ensure security and monitor the situation in the immediate vicinity of the borders of the Republic of Poland. Let's move on to the regions. The alert in Kyiv was announced on Sunday evening, and the capital was under a massive attack by Russian strike drones. And according to the head of the Kyiv city military administration, Tkachenko, an office building in one of the districts of the Ukrainian capital was damaged. As for Rivne and the region, the main target of the Russians that night was Rivne Oblast and the city of Rivne itself. From the start, the area was heavily assaulted by enemy drones from multiple directions. At around 3 in the morning, monitoring reported the takeoff of a Russian MiG-31K fighter jet and the threat of launching Kinzhal hypersonic missiles in the direction of Rivne. By 5 in the morning, repeated explosions were heard in Rivne during the launch of cruise missiles. Well, according to the head of the Rivne Regional Military Administration, this night was truly difficult for the region. Later, he also said that Russia attacked the Rivne region at night with dozens of aerial targets, and an infrastructure facility was damaged. As for Odessa, around 2 o'clock at night it became known that the Russians had launched cruise missiles towards the Odessa region. The Air Force warned about the threat of a missile strike. Shortly before, monitoring channels warned about the launches of Kh-22, Stu-22 and M3 missiles. It was also restless today in Poltava region because last night in the Mihorod district, a power line was damaged as a result of drone debris falling. And in Dnipropetrovsk region, the enemy sent drones into the area. In the evening and at night, defenders destroyed 6 drones over the region, according to Serhiy Lisek, head of the Regional Military Administration. As a result of the attack in the Samarivsky district, a farm building caught fire. In the Cherkasy region, air defense systems were operating, and 33 Russian drones were neutralized within the region's territory. Fortunately, there is no serious destruction there. But it should be noted here that Ukraine does not leave such attacks unanswered. I remind you, only Ukraine can respond in this war. Russia always only attacks as the aggressor and as the original cause of this war. So on the night of June 9, drones struck the facilities of the Progress plant in the Russian city of Cheboksary. This is the Chuvash Republic of the Russian Federation. This enterprise is engaged in particular in the production of navigation equipment for Shahed drones. The Ukrainian General Staff reported that the Russian military-industrial complex facility manufactures critical components for Shahed kamikaze drones and guided aerial bombs. In particular, the attacked enterprise produced navigation equipment and special Komiта-type antennas used in Russian strike drones. The General Staff confirmed that at least 2 drones hit the plant, after which a large fire broke out there. Due to the attack, Russian authorities temporarily restricted the operation of airports in several cities, including Kazan, Saratov, Tambov and Nizhny Novgorod. The General Staff stated that such strikes will continue until Russia stops the war against Ukraine. Meanwhile, the drone forces also confirmed a strike on an enterprise in Cheboksary. They note that it is located about 1,000 kilometers from the state border of Ukraine. That is, these drone attacks should become a new reality for Russians, and a large-scale new reality at that. In addition, today it also became known that units of the Special Operations Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine struck the Savasleika airfield, which is located in the Nizhny Novgorod region. 2 aircraft were destroyed. As stated in the General Staff's report, the airbase is used for strikes on the territory of Ukraine. From this military facility, in particular, MiG-31K fighter jets, which are carriers of Kinzhal aeroballistic missiles, regularly take off. According to preliminary information, 2 enemy aircraft units were hit, most likely MiG-31 and Su-30 planes. The General Staff is clarifying the results of the combat operation. Let me remind you that Savasleika is a military airfield in the Nizhny Novgorod region of Russia. Its full name is Savasleika Air Base. It is located near the settlement of the same name in the Pervomaisk city district. And this airfield is indeed used by the armed forces of Arefia, in particular for the training and deployment of combat aviation crews. But since 2022, the MiG-31K is used by Russia to launch Kinzhal missiles, which are considered difficult for air defense to intercept due to their hypersonic speed. Well, MiG-31 aircraft are often based at or temporarily relocated to airfields in the north of Russia, including that very same Savasleika, as well as to Belarus. And you remember As soon as the MiG-31 takes off, an air raid alert is immediately announced here. That's the situation at the moment. I'll leave it at that for now. Share your opinions and conclusions in the comments below this episode, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and don't forget to like. That's all for now. Take care. Goodbye, everyone.